Hey there, I'm Anna Grillo, and today I am going to continue along in the series of holding space and talking to you about the concept or the second step, which I term to be connection. And most in particular, it's connection through to yourself. So a framework that I tend to use in the work that I do is what I call the three brains. So what are they? Well, we have the brain, the organ, and I tie that in with the intellect. Then we have the second brain, the heart, where our intuition resides, and then our final is the gut, where our instinct is and sits. So with that, what tends to happen, and I know with my clients, people around me, and I most definitely suffer still from this, but I'm a bit more aware of, is how we are disconnected from our body. So we tend to use our brain, of course, and our intellect for every single thing that we do. And what tends to happen is that we are ruminating, analysing, keep going over and over situations, trying to think our way through scenarios, problems, traumas, emotions, and all the types of things, when really we need to drop down, be within our bodies, feel the experience, feel where it is residing. From there we can explore. So I'm very much about it's becoming more connected, so not disconnected, but connected in and sitting within our heart space where our intuition resides and our instincts. Now, I always find the heart is the sweet spot. My whole thing is about helping people to reconnect with their true selves. What does that mean? Reconnecting back in intuition and instincts. So being in our heart space, being here is where we can access that consciousness of our intuition. And the way it works is our instinct comes in. We get those, you hear what's your gut feeling about a situation, about a person, and then from there it comes through to our heart space, our intuition. How does this work through for us? What is our inner soul, our inner heart? What's going to work for you personally, for your truth? And then through there we use the intellect as the servant. So the heart should be the master, and then the intellect as the servant to execute, to analyse, to think through, and then go out into this world from there. But we tend to have it the other way around, where the servant is being the master and things just don't feel right. They feel off. We're not sure what's going on. We're feeling stressed. We're not feeling like ourselves. And that's what I term the disconnection, because we're not living through here. We're not filtering our experiences, our thoughts, our emotions through here. So what I wanted to share with you are a couple of tips to help get you through into this connected space. So in the first video, I spoke about self-awareness. The second, so with connection, really I find embodiment practices to be one of the best ways to get in to your body. So think of emotion, energy in motion, move a muscle, move a mood. So really getting to know and understand and being within your body. Movement, exercises, dancing could be a great one, and you're tuning in with music that's high vibe and you're connecting on all three different levels. But the real key thing with this is getting to understand your body and also your stress response, because we are so dialed up. If we want to be in alignment, in equilibrium, in homeostasis, what should be normal tends to be sort of what we've adapted through to. So we have a stressful situation, it comes down, but it goes back up, goes back up, goes back up, when really that should sort of sit here. That each time we just get used to it, and if we're not having these embodiment practices, if we're not doing the work to really kick in and analyze and see how can we, this situation or scenario isn't working for me, or we keep trying to stuff down our pain and emotions and say, well, it's hard work going there. We don't want to feel that. It's too painful. Don't have enough time to process that through. So we keep stuffing it down when really we need to sort of work in it, go down within the process, wade our way through a little bit, slowly, bit by bit, so we can come through on the other side, feeling clearer, lighter, having more understanding and more respect for the whole situation that is going on. I often feel that we can't experience these beautiful heightened emotions of love, peace, joy, gratitude, and all of that without actually experiencing the true opposite. Because there we can actually appreciate and see the duality of life and, you know, respect that whole human existence and experience. So the key is understanding, is using the self-awareness piece, because we start to notice, oh, that's interesting. When I'm around that person or there's a lot of things going on, I notice my heart is beating much faster. There's sweaty palms, or my stomach is, you know, getting nervous butterflies, or I'm feeling so sad and grieving. I just want to cry. When we start to get really curious, then we can start to meet that need. What is it that I need right now? Some things you can do in that moment. Other things it might be, well, I might need to see a practitioner, or, you know, make sure I go to bed early, or write everything down so it's out of my head. Whatever the practices are that you've done in the first, you know, the self-awareness practices that you know that's going to work for you. So I'm very big, if you're going to do anything out of all this series, is, you know, if you can do one thing that you can do is just 3 deep breaths. So I talk about stop. So stopping the mind, drop into the heart space, and breathe deep into the belly. And if you can just do that 3 times and make that a regular practice, you will soon start to notice what it feels like when not in that heightened stressed state. So there's 2 things are happening. You start to notice what it feels like and remind the body what it's like when you're in a relaxed, calm, and connected space. So then when you start doing your noticing activities, you can start to see when the stress response is starting to kick in. Now, I wish 3 deep breaths is always going to solve everything. It will solve a lot of things, but it won't solve all of your problems. So what you may notice is sometimes that, wow, there's this really heightened sense of anxiety and worry and you know, it just feels really uncomfortable. So that's where it's starting to look at, well, which will go into the next video series of clearing what some subconscious blocks and belief systems could be sitting or underlying with that. But another key thing that I will be sharing and providing with you today also is a self-awareness technique combined in with the connection piece, which is doing a guided mindful body scan meditation, which I've provided for you and I'll be uploading along with this video. So basically that will help you to really start to get present and connected in with your own body. The practice will allow you to start with some deep breathing. So just if we're feeling any heightened emotions, just start to switch off that fight, flight or freeze response, click that back in, bring us into a more relaxed, peaceful state, and then start connecting in with your body and just being aware, noticing the sounds, the feel of clothing on your skin, and then just bringing awareness across all the different areas of your body. And if for a couple of moments you'll sit within that space until I guide you back out from there. So it's a really powerful tool. It only goes for, I think, just over 8 minutes, so it's not very long at all. I know when I first started doing that, it could be a little bit of a struggle, but I knew I could manage that. And if there were some days when I couldn't even do that, sometimes I just jump into YouTube and look for a 3-minute breathing meditation, because I knew I could at least manage 3 minutes. And usually whenever I started that practice, by the end of it I would repeat it anyway, because it allowed me to flick off the stressful monkey mode, connect back in within the body, and when I listened to my intuition, I knew this is actually what I needed: deep rest and connection within. So I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send me a message on whatever platform you're viewing this on, or connect with me on my website, allthews.trueself.com.au. I hope you find this useful, and also the mindful body scan meditation that I'm also provided for you too. Thank you. Have a great day.